حیدر سے دور دور، مولا علی سے، مجھ سے نہیں، رہتا ہے جو زمانے میں، حیدر سے دور دور، ہوگا بروز حشر وہ پیغمبر سے دور دور، رہتا ہے جو زمانے میں۔ تم خشک سنگریزوں سے کیا فیض پاؤ گے، تم خشک سنگریزوں سے ہو کیا فیض پاؤ گے، ہو قطروں پہ پل رہے ہو سمندر سے دور دور، ہو قطروں پہ پل رہے ہو سمندر سے دور دور، اور ایسے بھی سورما تھے نبی کی سپاہ میں، اور ایسے بھی سورما تھے نبی کی سپاہ میں، پھرتے رہے علم لیے خیبر سے دور دور، پھرتے رہے علم لیے خیبر سے دور دور، پانی پلا سکے نہ جو نام حسین پر، پانی پلا سکے نہ جو نام حسین پر، ہوگا بروز حشر وہ کوثر سے دور دور، ہوگا بروز حشر وہ کوثر سے دور دور، اور گھر میں سجا لیا ہے عزا خانہ حسین، گھر میں سجا لیا ہے عزا خانہ حسین، اب گردشیں رہیں گی میرے گھر سے دور دور، اللہم صلی علی محمد، رہتا ہے جو زمانے میں، صلوات۔
صلوات پر محمد والے۔ در کھٹکھٹا رہا ہے علی کے مکان کا، در کھٹکھٹا رہا ہے علی کے مکان کا، شاید کوئی فقیر ہے یہ آسمان کا، در کھٹکھٹا رہا ہے علی کے مکان کا، یا رب وہی ہے ہاتھ بھی آواز بھی وہی، یا رب وہی ہے ہاتھ بھی آواز بھی وہی، کیا مرتضیٰ سے کام لیا ترجمان کا، در کھٹکھٹا رہا ہے علی کے مکان کا، آواز نے علی کی اسے بھی مٹا دیا، آواز نے علی کی اسے بھی مٹا دیا، جو رہ گیا تھا فاصلہ ایک دو کمان کا، در کھٹکھٹا رہا ہے علی کے مکان کا، یہ سب طواف کعبہ زہرا کا فیض ہے، یہ سب طواف کعبہ زہرا کا فیض ہے، جبریل کو شعور کہاں تھا اڑان کا، در کھٹکھٹا رہا ہے علی کے مکان کا، یا رب وہی ہے ہاتھ بھی آواز بھی وہی، یا رب وہی ہے ہاتھ بھی آواز بھی وہی، کیا مرتضیٰ سے کام لیا ترجمان کا، در کھٹکھٹا رہا ہے علی کے مکان کا، صلوات۔
Maulana Sahib, my brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. I'd like to request you to recite Surah Fatiha for the following marhumeens: marhumeens of Glams and Mauladina family, marhumeens of the Khaki family, marhumeens of the Musa Virji family, marhumeens of Ahmad Nanji Kara family, marhum Ramzan Manik, marhuma Leila Bai Manik, marhum Amir Bai Sundarji, marhum Hasnan Rahim, marhum Yusuf Ali Glamsen Mauladina, marhum Inayat Ali Manik, marhum Nazir Ghulam Hussain, marhum Fida Ghulam Hussain, marhuma Amira Bai Jibraj, and Kul Mu'minina wal Mu'minat. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. On behalf of the Management Committee, Kushali Mubarak to all of you. I'll request now Maulana Sahib to come to the member to give us a lecture. Can we have a 3 salawats, please?
نعرہ تکبیر، اللہ اکبر، نعرہ رسالت، یا رسول اللہ، نعرہ حیدری، یا علی، حیدری، یا علی، محمد و آل محمد صلوات، اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد۔ ما شاء اللہ لا حول ولا قوة الا باللہ السمیع العلیم۔ بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم۔ الحمد للہ الذی لا يبلغ مدحتہ القائلون، ولا يحصي نعماءه العادون ولا يؤدي حقه المجتهدون الذي ليس لصفته حد محدود ولا نعت موجود ولا وقت معدود ولا أجل ممدود ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا العبد المؤيد والرسول المسدد المصطفى الأمجد المحمود الأحمد حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا صلى الله. أما بعد فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم كتابه الحكيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إلا المودة في القربى صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Congratulations to all of you on this very auspicious day, which is the day of Wiladat of Imam Rauf Damin Ahu Imam Ridha alayhi salatu wassalam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. We recite every day after every salah the ziyarah of this Imam. And we have a line there, Kun shafi'ana wa shafi'a walidayna fi yawmil jaza, that, oh Mawla, be the intercessor of us and our parents on the day of resurrection. So I repeat the same line, that may Allah on this very auspicious and blessed day make us among those who are going to benefit from the intercession in shafaat of Imam Ridha alayhi alafu tahiyyat wa thana ma dhikri salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Today I'm going to speak about this holy ayah, a tafsir of the ayah by Imam himself. I don't remember I ever spoke about this logic, the way Imam presented this beautiful ayah. And we know that Imam Ridha alayhi salam is our 8th holy Imam, 1st Imam, 5th Imam, 6th Imam, and 8th Imam. These Imams are renowned for spreading knowledge. They're all repository of knowledge of Allah. They're all repository of divine knowledge. But these Imams, they had the most opportunity to spread the divine knowledge. And Imam Ridha's laqab is Alimu Ali Muhammad. Though Imam Ali is the Madinatul Ilm's gate, but during the times of Imam Ridha, as there were so many different scholars, there was so much diversity developed among Islamic world, and Ma'mun especially, he used to gather ulama of different schools of thoughts and make them debate one another. And then when he summoned Imam Ridha alayhi salam to Marv, Mashhad today, he used to challenge Imam by different ulama of his own favored side for his own evil purposes. He wanted to break down that sanctity of knowledge of Imam, but he never availed anything. Rather, he was always ashamed and embarrassed. Now, before I enter into the tafsir, there's a premise for that tafsir. There is a beautiful hadith I want to share. As we know that Imam's knowledge is an infinite ocean. As Imam himself mentioned one day, though this was reported multiple times. And not only this Imam, other Imams too, but let's say for Imam Rida's sake today, let's report a couple of hadith and a story from him, or a couple of stories and a hadith. One day, one of the very close companions of Imam, known as Abu Salt, Razavi, he was watching Imam. Imam was speaking to some unknown people, an unknown language. From appearance, they happened to be from Abyssinia, Habashi. And this companion is amazed and stunned. He had seen many miracles from Imam, but this he had never noticed before. When Imam was done, there was group of 30 men, and Imam speaks with them, gives them some money. When they left, he says, Ya Ibn Rasulullah, looks like you were speaking with them with their own language. And the way you were uttering the words and the way you were speaking, you were more eloquent than them, I saw. Is that true? You spoke with them their own language. Imam says, and do you think this is a point of amazement for you? He says, you do not understand the concept of Imam. You do not know what an Imam is. You do not comprehend the rank of Imam. This is nothing. Now Imam says, what you saw, yani me speaking their local language, this is not even a drop from the ocean in the peak of a bird. परिंदे की चोंच में ये कतरे के मुतरादिफ भी नहीं है जो परिंदा दरिया से पानी उठाता है. What a bird can carry from an ocean, I mean a drop of water in its peak. How big is the beak? How big is the beak of a bird? Very small. Imam says, listen, that ocean of imamat has so many different pearls and jewels in it, different types. This is one of them, and then maybe a very tiny bit of it. Abba Salt, I am the Imam of the creations. Allah Jalla Shanu, who has created everyone, made me proof for them. How can I be their Imam if I cannot communicate with them in their local language? This is one example. Then Ali ibn Abi Hamza Battaini, he's another. He also notices the same thing. And he's also amazed that Ya Ibn Rasulullah, I'm paraphrasing, how come you know different languages? Imams even go a step further. Wait, Abi Hamza. There's a general of Khalifa, he's passing by, and one day they coincide that Imam is also passing nearby on his horse. Imam calls this man by his name. Imam says something, he's a Turk, by the way, a Turkish man. Imam calls him and speaks an unknown language. And again, Abba Salt Razavi, he says, I was amazed and I was waiting, let's see what happens. Something is going to happen new. He said that this man was such a tough guy, everybody was scared of speaking to him. This is general. He got off of his horse. Yeah, when Imam called him, he suddenly looked back. Who is calling him? When he noticed Imam, he got off his horse, came, and while Imam is also sitting on his horse, he kissed the feet of Imam and started speaking some local language, unknown language, of course, the Turkish language. Ravi says, I was amazed and I was watching, let's see what happens. General said something, they spoke, General kind of saluted Imam and he left. I approached Imam quickly, I said, Ya Ibn Rasulullah, what did you say to him that he came hurriedly to you and kissed your feet? Imam said that I called him with his name. Here, no one knows that name. His mother had given him that name. See, nicknames we have sometimes. Our parents, they give us a nickname. And after when we grow up, they leave that name and they start calling us with our real name. That general came and said, how come you know this name of mine? Only my mother ever called me with this name. He said, I am the son of your apostle. And I have all the knowledge of your apostle. Nothing is hidden from me. That's why I know you. and I know your name. He said that general showed his love, his compassion, his obedience to me, had some other question, and he left. Have a salawat. So this is the hadiyah of Allah Jalla Shanu to us. We are gifted to have these divine teachers whose knowledge is connected directly with Allah Jalla Shanu's divine knowledge. And they know everything, as Imam Ridha alayhi salam, fifth Imam, first Imam, almost all the Imams, they have reiterated this hadith. When a Ravi comes and he's amazed, Ya Ibn Rasulullah, you know so and so person, you have never been there. Imam says, I know every single human being on this earth. I am their Imam. And not only I know them, day and night, their a'mal are presented to me. And I know what they do. And when they do good, do righteous deeds, I say, shukr to Allah Jalla Shanu. Allah, thank you for giving us such nice obedience, she has. And if they have some mistakes, we do dua and istighfar for them and make up their ajr. This is the ra'afat of A'imma alayhimus salam. How compassionate they are. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Our holy Imam had three main phases of his life. Quickly, first phase, he was in Medina. After the passing of seventh holy Imam, he stayed in Medina for 17 years. And then last phase of 3 years, when he was made the crown by Ma'mun alayhi la'inullah, and he was forced to go to Mashhad. Those 3 years he spent there, and then of course finally he was martyred there. Now these last 3 years are the most critical years of Imam, because Ma'mun will deliberately, astaghfirullah, as I said, try to break that sanctity, that taqaddus of Imamat and the household of Rasulullah. And na'udhu billah Imam, but Imam will always win any munadara, any debate. And Imam in that very brief period of 3 years has lots of munadaras, lots of debates. And not a single one. Again, the same Rabi Abu Salt, he says that I saw Imam debating with followers of schools, followers of different religions, and not a single one could ever beat Imam. Rather, Imam went an extra mile. Whoever Imam debated with, that person affirmed that you are the warith of Rasulullah, and there's none like you. There's no equal to you on this face, on the face of this earth. Have a salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. With this much emphasis, how will Imam have the tafsir of Quran Kareem? Shiites and Sunnis both reported from him. Imam used to recite Holy Quran in 3 nights. In 3 nights. Somebody asked him, Ya Ibn Rasulullah, there are some people, they can finish the whole Quran in 1 night. Meaning, why don't you finish in 1 night? The reply Imam gave is amazing. Imam says, when I recite Quran, my difference, my recitation is different from then in this way. Imam says, my recitation, the tilawat which I do, I go through every single ayah. What does it mean? Where was it revealed? Is it speaking about a mujmal, muhkam, mutashabih, a hukm fiqhi, akhlaqi, tariqi, ma'udha? What is it? I go through everything. That's why it takes me 3 nights to finish the entire Quran. Others, they just mimic the words of Quran. They do not ponder what does it mean. That's why it takes me 3 nights to finish whole Quran in his salah. The beauty is, these are so generous Imams. The Abel Khuzai we all know, or the tribe's name Khazai with Fatha Dabar. He came to Imam, he recites a qasida. Imam gives him his green garment, then gives him a sack of golden coins, and mentions the Abel, protect this garment. Is jubbe ki hifazat karna. I offered 1,000 rak'ah per night, more than 1,000 nights in this jubba. Such a precious, but he donates it to the Ibn Khuzai for a qasida. One day Ibn Nuwas, another famous poet, Imam is exiting Ma'mun's court, and he's waiting right there by the door for Imam. He says salam to Imam, says, Yabna Rasulallah, I have said a qasida for you, and I wish if you can hear that qasida from me. Imam says, Haat bihi, read it for me, I will listen to you. He has a beautiful and lengthy qasida, which generally means mutahharuna naqiyatun thiyabuhum tajri salatu alayhim aynama dhukiru. You are purified by Allah Jalla Shanu. Salawat continuously is sent upon you, rather showered upon you, wherever and whenever you are mentioned. Meaning your names are taken, people are supposed to recite salawat on you. He's mentioning the ayat salawat, inna Allah wa malaikatah. Let's have a salawat on them. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Imam says, قَدْ جِئْتَنَا بِأَبِيَاتٍ مَا سَبَقَكَ إِلَيْهَا أَحَدٍ. You have praised me in such a way that no one has said such poetry about us. He says to his ghulam, Imam says, how much money do you have on you? They're exiting the court. Imam was not prepared. He says, Ya Ibna Rasulallah, I have 300 golden coins with me. Imam says, give it to him. And then Imam himself, the hadith says, لَعَلَّهُ إِسْتَقَلَّهَا. Imam thought maybe this is less. 300 dinar, golden coins is a lots of money. 300 coins of gold, I mean, we can even comprehend today. 300 coins is quite a bit. Nowadays, I mean, look at the gold price. It's about $2,400 an ounce. The highest in history, I guess. So 300 coins will be quite a money. Imam says, maybe this is less for what you have praised us in form of poetry. Imam says to Ya Ghulam, Suq ilayhil baghla. When I reach home, give this mule. Imam was riding a mule at that time, baghal yani mule. Imam says, give this right to him as well. Pardashya. Now this was the intention to mention that Ahl Bayt alayhimus salam, they are a manifestation of generosity of Allah Jalla Shanu. They are a manifestation of divine attributes of Allah Jalla Shanu, and astaghfirullah, they are not God. I mean, Allah Jalla Shanu rewarded them with these attributes which they possessed, being a human being, being an obedient servant of Allah Jalla Shanu, and set an example for us to emulate them. This is the true purpose of Ayah Mawaddat, which Imam mentioned, and I want to report that today. The hadith I mentioned, that I will inshallah report to explain that beautiful ayah, it's from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. And Imam Ridha alayhi salam reports it. Imam says, Qala Rasulullah, before entering the hadith ayat Mawaddat, Imam explains how is this shafaat of Rasulullah and who is going to get that shafaat. Who are those? They will become deserving mustahaq of the intercession of Rasulullah. He says, my great-grandfather Rasulullah said, Arbaatun ana lahum shafi'un yawmal qiyamah. On the day of resurrection, 4 people, I am going to be their shafi'. I'm going to do their intercession. How clear-cut. Rasulullah filters out 4 people. I'm going to be their shafi'. Number 1, Al-Mukrimu li-dhurriyati min ba'di. Number 1 is that person who venerates, who honors my Ahle Bayt, my progeny, after me, ba'di, after I'm gone from this world. Mukrim. Look, these people, they did ikram to Imam Ridha and how he rewarded them. Now when on the day of resurrection, it is the Rasulullah whom we have in a hadith, that the keys of the paradise will be brought and handed over to Rasulullah. Allah Jalla Shanu's discourse will come, O Muhammad, take these keys of the paradise and you have the control. You have the authority to do whatever you want to do with it. The very hadith says that Rasulullah will hand those keys over to Imam Ali alayhi salam. And that's when Rasulullah says, Aliyun qasimul jannati wan nar. Ali is the divider or wholesale dealer of paradise and fire. To paradise he will say, Hadha Ali, this is for me, mean this is mine. To fire he will say, this is for you, this is yours, take it. A huge flame will come, and on the Pul-e Sirat, that bridge which is over the paradise and fire of hell, Na'udhu billahi min dhalik, fire will take and gulf and swallow people who are the enemies of Allah Jalla Shanu, whom Imam will point the fire toward, that these are my enemies. Anybody who is enemy of Allah, Imam Ali is his enemy. Imam Ali will never approve somebody who is the enemy of God. So Imam continues. Number one is the mukrim. Number two, wal qadi lahum hawaijahum. Among my awlad, among my progeny, there are going to be some needy. Whoever helps them in need, I will intercede him on the day of resurrection. This is the promise of Rasulullah. Sadat, nowadays if they were paid their khums alone, which is 20%, and which is even if somebody has $1, it's not like zakat. Zakat is different. Until we don't reach that certain amount, zakat does not become obligatory. But khums, even 25 cents. You have 25 cents, you have to pay 1/5 of it. $1,000, 1/5 of it. $1 million, 1/5 of it. $1 billion, 1/5 of it. Now, if all the money on this world owned by faithful, if 20% of it is paid to Sadat, will you find a needy Sayyid? It's impossible. That's why I mentioned in Jummah khutbah also, on the reign, during the reign of Imam Zaman Ajjal Allah Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif, Allahumma salli ala. People will carry the khums money, the zakat, charity money, and they won't be able to find a needy person out on the street. Because Imam will lead and set such a system that money, the wealth will be distributed justly. It will reach to the mustahaq. So these were two. Number three, وَالسَّاعِي لَهُمْ فِي أُمُورِهِمْ عِنْدَ ذَتِرَارِهِمْ إِلَيْهِ. Somebody who endeavored, who struggled or strived to help them when they were distressed with some issue, some situation. My awlad. If you pay attention, all these three are going back to helping the Sadat. Rasulullah confines his intercession with the helping and supporting needy among his progeny, needy among his descendants. The fourth and final one, وَالْمُحِبُّ لَهُمْ بِقَلْبِهِ وَلِسَانِهِ. And my intercession will reach those who love my progeny with their heart and with their tongue. Poetry is one of the best examples of helping and supporting Ahlul Bayt with their tongue. Speaking of their fada'il is a kind of their support. Spreading their knowledge is another type of loving Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Because there were people, they banned reporting from Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, and they even banned Rasulullah. Hadith was banned. People were not permitted to say Qala Rasulullah. No, they will be punished severely. This type of times in history Islam had to go through. That people could not report from the founder of Islam that this is what your apostle has said. Please have a salawat. Now Imam comes to the ayah of Mawaddat. Imam says, when this ayah was revealed, قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. Allah is commanding Rasulullah, قُلْ, O Apostle, say to people, announce or proclaim to mankind, لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا. I do not ask you for a reward for my tabligh, for my communicating you the message of Tawheed and Risalat and Ma'ad and everything. I do not ask a fee or recompense. Ajr means, fee, your salary. You will find all these words near ajr. The most accurate is maybe requital or a reward for ajr. We also use the same word ajr Urdu mein. यानी अजर देना किसी को, as they say in Farsi, padash. O Apostle, say to people, I do not ask for a reward for my tabligh. Illa istithna, except, but, save, mawaddata fil qurba. The love for my Ahle Bayt, for my household, for my close relationships, relatives. People who are related to me closely. That is mawaddat al-qurba. Now Imam explains that Allah Jalla Shanu has the same command communicated to people on the holy tongues of other prophets. Starts with Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam. Imam mentions Janab Nuh alayhi salam with the command of Allah proclaimed to people same thing, that قُلْ مَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ مِنْ أَجْرٍ. I do not ask for ajr. My ajr is on Allah. Janab Shuaib, Janab Saleh alayhimus salam, other prophets, they all said, we do not demand a fee for teaching you the divine knowledge. Our fee lies with Allah Jalla Shanu. He will pay us. Imam says this is the distinction of Rasulullah and distinction of Ale Rasul, the progeny of Rasulullah, that Allah Jalla Shanu has put something as a reward against the communication of Rasulullah of the divine message of God. So Imam explains this is a distinction, a daraja. The later in hadith, Imam says, وَأَيُّ فَضِيلَةٍ وَأَيُّ شَرَفٍ يَتَقَدَّمُ هَذَا. Which virtue or which fadila could be better than this? That we have been made distinctive by Allah Jalla Shanu, and we deserve and we preserve the right of having love of people for us. And it's an obligation. It's not istihbab. It's not recommended that, okay, if you love them, you will get some reward. If you do not, no. Imam says that there are two reasons why Allah put this love. This is the message of my speech, if by the will of Allah, if I can communicate. Imam says, number one, the reason Allah Jalla Shanu obligated the love of Ahle Bayt on the followers of Rasulullah. These are the two reasons Imam gives. Reason number one is Imam says, قَدْ عَلِمَ أَنَّهُمْ لَا يَرْتَدُّونَ عَنَ الدِّينِ أَبَدًا وَلَا يَرْجِعُونَ إِلَىٰ ضَلَالَةٍ أَبَدًا. They will never astray from the religion. They will never deviate from the religion of Allah, the Ahle Bayt of Rasulullah. And they will never be lost. They will never fall in their desires. They will always obey the commands of Allah. Allah knew this. That's why He put the love of Ahle Bayt alayhimus salam as an obligation in the holy religion of Islam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And second proof, that is the beauty, which Imam says no fadila is better than this. He says that when somebody loves someone, and there are people in their household who do not love the person, does not like the person, there's an option for the man to leave, not love, not show extra consideration for his household, and for the other people too. But he says, when Allah Jalla Shanu obligated love of ours on the Ummah, and Ummah loves us and loves Rasulullah as well. Of course, who can as a Muslim love Ahl Bayt and not love Rasulullah? Imam says, when you love Rasulullah and us Ahl Bayt, it becomes incumbent on Rasulullah to love you. Because of our love in your heart, Rasulullah automatically loves you then. And then if you pick and choose, if there's a person who loves Rasulullah and does not love us, it becomes incumbent, wajib on Rasulullah to hate that person, because that person is not fulfilling the obligation obligated by Allah Jalla Shanu. So that's why you will see thousands of ahadith about Ahl Bayt from Rasulullah, starting with Imam Hassan and Imam Hussain alayhim assalam, even somebody who was an enemy, an open opponent to Ahl Bayt like Bukhari, he was forced to remember these type of hadith. Imam Rasulullah looking at Imam Hassan says, Man ahabba hadha, whoever loves Hassan, I love him. And then he goes an extra mile, says, Oh Allah, Man ahabbahu fa ahibbah, whoever loves Hassan, you too love that person. This is the dua of Rasulullah. Look, this is a very intertwined relationship. Oh Allah, I love Hassan. And oh Allah, love those who love Hassan. And then one day Imam Hassan and Imam Hussain both are walking and Rasulullah is holding their hands. Somebody questions, Ya Rasulullah, looks like you really love these two. Rasulullah says, these two are my flowers. I love them. Inni wallahi uhibbuhuma. By God, I love them. And I'm adding, and I as an apostle announce to you, Oh Allah, love those who love these two. Same meaning was revealed in the ayah Mawaddat. And this is what Imam means, that when somebody loves us, it becomes obligatory on Rasulullah to love that person or love that qawm, because they love us and Rasulullah. And if they do not fulfill this obligation of mawaddat of ours, it becomes wajib on Rasulullah to deny those people because of this command of Allah not being obeyed by them. And then Imam makes a comment at the end. Imam says, فَمَا وَفَى بِهِ أَكْثَرُهُمْ. And Imam gives an explanation, gives the story then. He says, but this obligation was not practiced, yani acted upon by majority of people. They did not give this love, this haqq of love to us. Imam says one day, and I report by my great-grandfather, Imam Hussain, have a salawat on him. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Imam Ar-Ridha alayhi salam reports from Imam Hussain that one day Imam Hussain said, there was a group of people, Muhajirin and Ansar, companions of Rasulullah, Radwanullahi alayhim ajmain, sitting around Rasulullah. Rasulullah says, Allah has revealed a new obligation for you. Are you going to obey that? Are you going to act upon it? Imam Raza says, not a single replied. Everyone just sat quietly. Rasulullah left. The next day, Rasulullah repeats the same question, that Allah Jalla Shanu has revealed a new command, a new wajib. Ayyuhan nas, inna Allah qad farada alaykum fardan, fahal antum mu'adduh. Allah has made another fard for you. Are you going to act upon it? Falam yujibhu. Not a single person replied to Rasulullah. Second day, Rasulullah left unanswered question. Third day, he himself says, if I can say in my words with due respect, guys, it's not about money. It's not about gold. It's not about what you eat. It's not about what you drink. Said, okay, Ya Rasulullah, what is it about? That hukam you are saying, a new hukam has been revealed to you. He says, it is about loving my household. They said, we will do that. And then Imam repeats that this was the hukam, they did not act upon it. They committed to Rasulullah. They did not commit, or they did not act upon, or they were not loyal to this commitment of theirs which they made in presence of Rasulullah. Have a salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Then Imam adds another beautiful logic. He says, look, for Hazrat Nuh, Allah said, قُلْ مَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ مِنْ أَجْرٍ. Same is repeated by Rasulullah too. These are the final words and gold. And if we love it, embrace it, learn it, and put it in our hearts, communicate it to our children, we will get a huge reward like that Samani king. There was a king, we all know the Hadith Silsilatul Dhahab reported by Imam Ridha alayhi salam. 35,000 Shia and Sunni, majority Sunni reporters were gathered on the way of Imam towards Mashhad, and Imam reported this hadith, Kalimatul la ilaha illallah hisni. Right? There was a king. When this hadith reached him, he was so amazed and stunned out of love of Imam Ridha. He says, I love this man. He orders to write this hadith with gold. When he died, he made a will. You know what, that hadith I commanded once to write it with gold? Leave that hadith under my coffin in my grave. Mere qabr mein rakh dena. People, they did that. After a while, his near associate, he saw the king in dream. King was very happy. He says, me Lord, how come you are so happy? What happened to you after you died? Tell us about Hisab and Kitab and Barzakh and Qabr and Azab Qabr and Fishar Qabr. He says, when I died and you had put that hadith in my grave, out of my respect for that beautiful hadith, Allah Jalla Shanu forgave all of my sins as a king even. Remember, the kings are the hardest to be forgiven. They will have the harshest questioning because of being the, in management, being the organizers, being the boss, becomes lots of responsibility. So he says, Allah forgave me. So if we show respect, will Allah not forgive us? Rather, Allah will reward us with more. The mercy of Allah is even beyond the forgiveness. Forgiveness is the first step. Imam says that when Allah's apostle said to people, he said in beginning, قُلْ مَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ مِنْ أَجْرٍ وَمَا أَنَا مِنَ الْمُتَكَلِّفِينَ. I'm not a pretender. I do not ask you for a reward. This is the same apostle, our holy apostle, saying to people, I'm not affected, or if you want to say, I do not show off. There's no ostentation in my words. What I speak is real, is true, is exact what I mean, what I say. I never joke. Astaghfirullah. Quran, wa ma huwa bil hazl, never jokes. Everything is grave, serious, straightforward, honest, true, real. Rasulullah says, Ma ana min al mutakallifin. I'm not a pretender. What I say that I do not need a reward is real and true. Imam says at first this was revealed. And then Allah Jalla Shanu added another thing. Qul ma sa'altukum min ajrin fahuwa lakum in ajriya illa ala Allah. What I have asked you as a reward of love of my Ahl Bayt, mawaddat qurba, that is for you, not for me. This is the bit difficult part of Quran Kareem. How the love of Ahl Bayt is for us. At once Rasulullah says, Ma qul la as'alukum alayhi ajran illa al-mawaddata fil qurba, on the tongue of Wahi. On this side, he says, what I have asked you is for you, not for me. Now Imam explains how this is for us. Have I gone too fast, or should I repeat those ayat again? Please have a salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now Imam enters the next fold of tafsir, which is a bit difficult phase. Imam says that do not be amazed and tricked by Quran Kareem's depth. Remember, Quran is guidance to all, but not everyone understands it. Rasulullah says at a point, I do not need any fee from you for my ajr risalat. And then at Surah Mubarakah Sad, Allah says, what I asked you for ajr, that ajr is fahuwa lakum. That is for you, for your benefit. It's for your avail, not for my avail. I have to do your intercession in my words. Tumhari shafaat ka haq phir tumhe mil jayega. How is that? Imam explains that, bottleneck between this. He says, when you love us, love means you obey our commands. You try to get as close to our akhlaq as possibly you can. You try to emulate our do's and don'ts. That is when you win our love. And when you obey a divine teacher, what will happen? You are automatically obeying the divine sciences, the divine teachings of Allah Jalla Shanu. And when we obey somebody who is telling us nothing but how to obey God, how to please Allah Jalla Shanu, we will become under the umbrella of those exemplars. Who is going to benefit? Ahl Bayt or us? We are going to benefit. This is what Imam explains, and look how beautiful. Imam says, Ayyu fadilatin wa ayyu sharafin yataqaddamu hadha. What can be better than this? What can you put above this? That you love us, you obey us, you listen to what we say to you, and you are blessed, and you become felicitous, and you become successful in this dunya and in akhirah. That is the true meaning of mawaddat qurba. I do dua, O Allah, for the sake of Ahl Bayt alayhimus salam, especially on this holy and very sacred day of the birth of 8th Holy Imam. While we love Ahl Bayt alayhimus salam, put us among those lucky ones who will enjoy the intercession of Rasulullah on the day of resurrection. رَبَّنَا اغْفِرْ لِي وَلِوَالِدَيَّ وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يَوْمَ يَقُومُ الْحِسَابِ اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج وجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وأصحابه مع ذكر صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل Muhammad. Thank you so much. We'll have the tea break first, and then inshallah we'll have this salah. And in the meanwhile, I'm here. If anybody has any questions, please go. You can go ahead with them.
صلوات بھیجی محمد والے محمد پہ. مولا رضا مولا رضا مولا رضا مولا رضا تو ہی مسیح آئے جہاں شاہ خراساں ہے لقب تو ہر فرشتہ روز پر آتا ہے تیری عبادت بارت نہیں ہوتی تیری روزے پہ کوئی بھی دعا المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا 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 جس نے پوچھا کون ہے ضامن تیرا جس نے پوچھا کون ہے ضامن تیرا میں نے فوراً کہہ دیا مولا رضا المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا تیری چوکٹ پر مریض آیا یوں ہی، تیری چوکٹ پر مریض آیا یوں ہی، مل گئی اس کو شفا مولا رضا، المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا، المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا، المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا، یوں لگا قرآن سارا لکھ دیا، یوں لگا قرآن سارا لکھ دیا، جب لکھی تیری ثنا مولا رضا، المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا، المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا، المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا، آپ کا جب واسطہ میں نے دیا، آپ کا جب واسطہ میں نے دیا، ہو گئی پوری دعا مولا رضا، المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا، اللہم صلی اللہ المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا، المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا، عمر بھر پڑھتا رہوں تیری ثنا، عمر بھر پڑھتا رہوں تیری ثنا، آپ کا یاسر رضا مولا رضا، المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا، المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا، المدد مشکل کشا مولا رضا،
سب کو مبارکباد پیش کرتا ہوں مولا علی رضا کی ولادت کی۔ ایک بار مل کے درود بھیج دیں، ایک بار مل کے درود بھیج دیں۔ مانگنے والوں کے دل کو یہ یقین ہے، عباس مانگنے والوں کے دل کو یہ یقین ہے، عباس یہ نہ کہنا تیرا دستور نہیں ہے، عباس مانگنے والوں کے آ رہی ہے درو دیوار سے خوشبوئے وفا، آ رہی ہے درو دیوار سے خوشبوئے وفا، ایسا لگتا ہے کہ اس وقت یہیں ہے عباس. یار ایسا لگتا ہے کہ اس وقت یہیں ہے عباس. مانگنے والوں کے ایک بار مل کے اور درود بھیج دیں. اور مختصر سا ایک جناب ابو طالب کی شان میں ایک بار مل کے اور درود بھیج دیں. شریک دعوت اسلام ہیں ابو طالب. شریک دعوت اسلام ہیں ابو طالب. نبی کو حق کا ایک انعام ہے ابو طالب. ہری میں وحی میں الہام ہے ابو طالب. حرم کے عزم کا احرام ہے ابو طالب. یہ چن کے لائیں جو گنچھا وہ پھول ہو جائے، پھر ان کی گود میں پل کر رسول ہو جائے. شریک دعوت اسلام ہیں ابو طالب. محمد و آل محمد. رسول رب کے نگہبان ہیں ابو طالب. نبی ہے دین تو ایمان ہے ابو طالب. نزول وحی کا عنوان ہے ابو طالب. بغیر لفظوں کا قرآن ہے ابو طالب. انہی کے دم سے ہوئی ابتدائے بسم اللہ، انہی نے نکتہ دیا زیر بائے بسم اللہ. شریک دعوت اسلام ہیں ابو طالب. پیمبری کی بلاؤں کا رد ابو طالب. پیمبری کی بلاؤں کا رد ابو طالب. مدد خدا کی ہے شکل مدد ابو طالب. نبی کی ڈھال دمیں جید و قد ابو طالب. نشانہ خط میں رسول اور زد ابو طالب. جہاد ان کا ہے پس منظر جہاد علی. علی ہے بعد میں ان کے یہ پہلے ناد علی. شریک دعوت اسلام ہیں ابو طالب. اور خصوصی توجہ چاہوں گا، کہاں ہے تنگ نظر ہم سے بھی تو آنکھ ملا، کہاں ہے تنگ نظر ہم سے بھی تو آنکھ ملا، ہے ان کے کفر کا دعویٰ تو کچھ ثبوت بھی لا، کوئی تو رسم جہالت کی ان کے گھر میں دکھا، بتوں کے آگے جھکا ان کا سر اپنا جھکا، خدا کے نور پہ او خاک ڈالنے والے، یہ بت شکن کو ہیں گودی میں پالنے والے، شریک دعوت اسلام ہیں ابو طالب، رسول ان کا بڑا احترام کرتے ہیں، ثواب دید سے تنظیم عام کرتے ہیں، سحر کو اٹھتے ہی اول یہ کام کرتے ہیں، انہیں نماز سے پہلے سلام کرتے ہیں، نبی اگر کسی کافر کو یوں سلامی ہے تو پھر ضرور نبوت میں کوئی خامی ہے، شریک دعوت اسلام ہیں ابو طالب۔ اور یہ آخری شعر، انہی کے گھر میں ہے خیر اللہ نام صلی اللہ، پسر نبی کا ہے قائم مقام صلی اللہ، کسے نصیب ہے یہ احترام صلی اللہ، کہ ان کے خرد ہیں سارے امام صلی اللہ، خطا معاف ہو یہ بھی اگر نہیں مومن، تو پھر جہاں میں کوئی بھی بشر نہیں مومن، شریک دعوت اسلام ہیں ابو طالب، شریک دعوت اسلام ہیں ابو طالب، پر محمد والے محمد صلوات۔
So we have still a few more minutes to go before namaz. It's namaz time is 8:58. So we will have tabarruk. You can bring it inside if you want to, and then we'll get ready for the salat.